The Trump administration's Department of Education will restart collecting federal student loans in default on May 5th.
That ends a pandemic-era pause that began roughly 5 years ago. Where can borrowers turn for information now or repayment help? Karen Caifa has answers for us from Washington. Hey, Karen.
Hey there, Alex and Courtney. We've talked a lot about student loans in recent years. There's been a lot of back and forth and legal challenges that federal student loan borrowers have had to keep up with. But the Education Department says if you haven't tuned in a while, now is the time to check in, especially if you think you might have a loan in default. You could face serious financial consequences. The Education Department will restart collections on federal student loans in default on May 5th, impacting at least 5 million borrowers.
The student loan portfolio controlled by the federal government is nearly $1.6 trillion, but fewer than 4 out of 10 borrowers are in repayment. This is unsustainable.
The Biden administration resumed repayments on federal student loans in 2023 after a COVID-era pause. But the Education Department hasn't collected on defaulted loans that have gone at least 270 days without payment since March 2020. Sarah Austin, policy analyst for the National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators, says the stops and starts have created some confusion.
With the long pause on payments as well as that on-ramp after the repayment pause, there has just been a lot of borrowers who are not used to the repayment landscape.
The Trump administration will also restart the Treasury Offset Program, which collects debts by garnishing federal and state payments like tax refunds. By this summer, the Education Department said a borrower's wages could be garnished. Austin says borrowers can stay on top of their loans by making sure their loan servicer knows where to get in touch.
Ensure that your contact information is always current and accurate, especially thinking about students who are leaving school. Their address while they're in school may be very different than their address once they graduate or leave school.
And the Education Department says they will reach out to the more than 5 million borrowers in default before May 5th. But borrowers who want to take a proactive approach, want to check in on the status of their loans or learn who their loan servicer is, can find that information at studentaid.gov. Alex and Courtney.
And Karen, what resources are available for borrowers who may need financial help?
Well, Courtney, when the Education Department reaches out, they say they are also going to provide borrowers with some options for getting their repayments back on track. That could include their loan rehabilitation program. Also, they say they've got a new income-driven repayment process that's going to be announced in the next week or so. If you are in school right now, reach out to your financial aid office. They may have resources for you or can at least help you with next steps. That's especially important if you have a loan in default from a previous degree and you are in school now. That could impact that loan that you're relying upon right now. There's also a number of nonprofit student borrower advocacy groups that can help you with next steps. And you can also reach out to your loan servicer. If you don't know who that is, you can find that information at studentaid.gov. But that's also a good first step because they can get you on track on what exactly you owe, how far behind it is, and how you can get it back on track.
All right, Karen, some great information there. We thank you for that report.